More than 2 months since Bahrain's crackdown began on Shia-led protesters, the hesitation at the beginning of the US president's statement was perhaps telling of the pressure he's been under to say more.
If America's to be credible, we must acknowledge that at times our friends in the region have not all reacted to the demands for consistent change with change that's consistent with the principles that I've outlined today.
Hundreds of people have been arrested since the crackdown began. Police raids on Shia areas continue every day.
Bahrain is a long-standing partner, and we are committed to its security. We recognize that Iran has tried to take advantage of the turmoil there, and that the Bahraini government has a legitimate interest in the rule of law. Nevertheless, we have insisted both publicly and privately that mass arrests and brute force are at odds with the universal rights of Bahrain's citizens. And such steps will not make legitimate calls for reform go away.
Blaming Iran is exactly how Bahrain's ruling Sunni elite have tried to legitimize what they say are only the arrests of people who committed criminal acts. It fits perfectly with Washington's security interests and keeping the Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. This man, Mata Ibrahim, is among the many opposition members, human rights activists, students, teachers and medical staff who've been arrested and could face trials in military courts. Trials to which international observers have been denied access. His wife says he was snatched from his car by armed masked men on May the 2nd. She hasn't seen or heard from him since. It's perhaps then not surprising that Obama's comment on the future role of opposition figures got a round of applause.
And such steps will not make legitimate calls for reform go away. The only way forward is for the government and opposition to engage in a dialogue. And you can't have a real dialogue when parts of the peaceful opposition are in jail. The government must create the conditions for dialogue, and the opposition must participate to forge a just future for all Bahrainis.
For Bahrain's Shia-led protesters, their demands for political reforms have so far been ignored by Washington. They say US support for similar political reforms in other countries came far sooner. Many will no doubt think that Obama's statements are still quieter in comparison and have come far too late. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera.